More than anything else, we associate the word Oxford with a great sense of ambiguity. The institution is quite noticeably shrouded in mystery. What goes on in this enigmatic institute? What are people like? Well, the short answer I normally give to people when I go back home after university is that yeah, the people really are quite normal. My experience of Oxford has actually been overwhelmingly friendly and really welcoming. With that mystery hopefully cleared up a little, I'm going to talk you through an average day in my life at Oxford to answer a few more questions you might have about what exactly happens in Oxford. So the thing my days had in common was, funnily enough, that each day was different to the previous day and to the next. Getting involved in all the different things the uni has to offer naturally varies your uni lifestyle, and this was something I really enjoyed about university. So I can give you a rough outline of what an average day consisted of. It could generally be split into the working day, my evening activities, and of course a healthy dose of socialising to end it all. But I learned quite quickly to be very economical with time. It's something that's so valuable at Oxford. So on weekday mornings I would aim to get up and start working about 9:30 and finish at around 5. That was kind of a rough guideline, but I tended to stick to that quite well. So the day consisted of a mix of me cycling to tutorials, which is the main form of teaching in Oxford, cycling to lectures, or cycling to a new library to study in. So basically just quite a lot of cycling. Because my workload increased quite significantly in Hilary, which is the name given to the second term, as we had exams to be sat at the end of term, I made the decision to eat in hall, which is basically a college canteen, more often. We actually have 2 canteens in my college, a reason why St Hugh's is the best college. So I had a bit more choice with where to go for having lunch, and this provided a much needed break to a very intense working day, and I could catch up with friends and, more importantly, not have to work about doing my dishes afterwards. As I was on the university squash team, I had training 3 times a week. So after a day of work, I would hop on my bike, you can see the pattern here, and head down to the University Sports Centre to train with my squad. I've got to admit, playing squash at uni was one of the best decisions I made. It allowed me to keep in shape, make wonderful friends outside my college, and have a lovely treat and a change from sitting in libraries, lecture halls and tutorials all day. On the days I didn't have squash training, I would often attend other society events, of which there are far too many to list here right now, but one of my favourite things to do in college was play pool. I'd actually never played before, and I'd barely even seen a pool table in my entire life, but at St Hugh's, after initially being reluctant to try something so brand new, I took a punt and, well, my dream of becoming a pool champion started, and I ended up playing a few matches at different colleges, which was great fun. So as well as attending different society events, college often have fun social events in the evening, and one thing I particularly enjoyed in my second term was going to formals. This is basically a chance where you get all dressed up, go to a sit-down meal with your friends and catch up with everyone, and it's quite a nice way to celebrate things like birthdays. And a fun thing people quite like to do in Oxford is formal swaps. So you basically go to other colleges' formals and have a little swap and see what formal at different colleges like. So the aim is to go to a formal at every college by the end of your degree. In all, the key to life at Oxford is striking that imperative work-life balance. I can't deny the workload. We do have quite a bit of content to go through, particularly in a subject like law, but there is, I think, as I've demonstrated, plenty of time to do a whole variety of other things. What you must do actually is find out what works for you in terms of timetabling, and also to make sure that you take advantage of all the astonishing range of things the uni has to offer. Oxford gives you the pool table that you never had and you never thought you needed, but it's ultimately up to you whether you refuse on the grounds that, oh, but I've never played before, or take a bit of a gamble, have a wee shot, and you never know, you might just uncover a hidden talent that you could never have contemplated you had.